Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast today. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and this is going to be a really fun interview, and it is Marriage Monday episode number 6 or 7, I think. I can never keep up with them, but that's how we roll here on the show. Savannah is not with us today, but we are still going to stay along the lines of marriage, and what we're going to do today is we have a little collaboration going on here between myself and Andrew Martinez with the Lone Star Lawn Talk podcast. Andrew, how you doing today, buddy?
What's up, my friend? Good to be on here. This is awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of weird for you to be on our marriage show, like just us two, but we're not the only ones. We actually have somebody else on here. So we have Erica and Josh Kroopin with Kroopin, Scoopin, Poop, something. I don't know. Scoopin, Koopin, Poopin.
I butchered it.
How do you say the last part? What is it?
Kroopin's Poopin Scoopin.
I got it backwards. I thought it was Scoopin Poopin or something.
That was a good try. You passed.
Well, there you go. See, it's look. I was listening to Caleb Allman, your episode with him a while back, and I remember what he said about what you say that you just pick stuff up. How's work going? Well, it's picking up. I heard that joke, and I was like,
that's awesome.
That's pretty good. But so what we want to talk about today is just the ins and outs of running a business together. And y'all are actually the first guest here on the show, and running a business together and being married at the same time is tough. There's a lot of good things about it, but there's also a lot of bad things too. And we won't be too long today, only about 25-30 minutes here. And then the second part of the show is going to be over on Lone Star Lawn Talk with Andrew, so go check that out to hear the remainder of the show. But what I kind of want to get into, like I said, is just the ins and outs of running a business together. So tell us a little bit about your business, how you got started, and things like that, and then we'll just dive into conversation and see where we go about running a business and being married together.
All right, let's hit it. So I actually come from a medical field. I worked at a large hospital here in Michigan, and I worked there for 14 years. And it's not that I hated the job. I just knew the job wasn't for me. So I would talk to him I would tell him, I hate this job. I got to figure something else out. I got to get out of here.
It was every day.
Every day. Just a bad attitude. And his last name is actually Kroopin. So that's where the Kroopin's Poopin Scoopin came from.
Yep.
They would joke around. Him and his brothers would joke around about starting this business when they were kids. Mm-hmm. Nobody was crazy enough to do it. So I come along. I marry into the family.
Yeah.
And I say, I'm going to start that Kroopin's Poopin Scoopin thing. And then I went ahead and got a DBA literally the next day, got my laptop out, started doing all the research, and he was behind me 110%.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And the first year was crazy. I mean, I blew up quick.
You're carrying the man's name on in business.
Yeah.
I would say, he was super excited. The kids were like, really? Yeah. You had to use our last name in it. I'm like, but it had it flowed. It had a good ring to it. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't think of another name. So it was perfect.
Yeah, no, it fits pretty good. Josh, what do you do?
I do tree service work.
Okay. How long have you been doing? Yeah, go ahead.
I've been doing that for 15 years. So I'll put on the gear and I'll climb up the trees and cut them down piece by piece or whatever the job entails. Sometimes you cut them from the ground.
I'm sure you got a lot of good stories to tell from there.
Oh yeah.
It was high up. Like really high.
A lot of good stories, a lot of near death stories,
You've had near death stories?
Oh yeah.
What's your worst one?
I had one where I had when you're taking the top out of a tree, the rope that I was using was running across the rope that was holding me to the tree. And it almost burnt right through it. And I was about 70 feet in the air. And I had seriously 5 little strands of rope left. Or if that thing would have ran another few feet, I'd have dropped 70 feet.
Wow, that's insane.
Because I just didn't do it right. I've learned since then to not, put my stuff there and do it another way. So
yeah,
I did that.
Sometimes it's learning lessons.
We were saying that just for a second off air. This is Andrew. We did that in our operation a while back. We were getting into stonework, patios, trees, a tree division. We had dump trailers and all that. But man, that's why I wanted to get y'all on here, because that in of itself, the tree side, because Erica, you got the side of running that business. So you had that business modeling in, and Josh, man, you're literally the tip of the spear when it comes to the tree service, literally, but you're going upward, right?
Oh yeah.
And oh my gosh, I mean, there's times where my business partner at the time, he did all those and he did the stuff that you do. Number one, I'm afraid of heights. You know, somebody don't ask me. Somehow I can fly in planes just fine. But if I'm above like 10 stories, don't touch me. Get away. You know, let alone crawling on limbs. And that story you just gave. Wow. Doggone, man. That's awesome. Woohoo.
Yeah, I have
awesome,
no,
but it's
no
cool.
desire to be a part of that at all. Well, back to your business here. What you said, it's kind of your startup story, how you got started. I was listening to the Almonds episode. That was, man, I think they're like over 200 episodes now. It was episode 81 is what how long was that? A year ago, year and a half ago, somewhere in there?
Just about.
And so on that episode, you were saying you had about 150 clients, and you had another satellite location. So what is a little business update? Where are you at now with things?
I feel like I've gone backwards in business. So with the satellite, the girl and I, we decided we were going to go our separate ways. It was just too hard for me to really manage stuff out there.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was taking time away from my location. So I spoke with her. I said, hey, you are fully capable of running this on your own. You've pretty much been doing it yourself. So I helped her through that process, helped her become a business owner officially herself, and got her set up. So she's out. She's, doing her thing. She took over the Facebook page. I'm super proud of her. So that brings me back to my location. I had gotten rid of some areas just because I needed to work on route density, because it was just getting to be too much. So I kind of went back down. We dropped down to like 140. I was freaking out. I'm like, my business is falling apart. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
But now we're back up to like around like 170, 180, depending on, people drop off, come back, and it's comfortable. Like it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's manageable. It's profitable. It's me and one other girl right now working a comfortable amount of hours. So
you pretty much just pruned your business to the benefit of its growth. I mean, you had to get and I would assume that you that weren't as beneficial to the route, both on distance, placement, and of course, cost at the same time, what you were charging.
Yeah. And just kind of getting better about getting rid of those customers that make me tense up.
Yeah.
As what Naylor Taliaferro would call the PETA customers.
Yes. Yeah. PETA.
Yeah.
Is that something off camera that you have to tell me? Isn't that appropriate?
Pain in the butt.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Pain in the cuss.
Yes. So I got rid of a lot of those, and I've been a lot better about when somebody is being difficult, or somebody wants to tell me like, oh, you need to do this, you need to come out on this day or before this time. Before, I would rearrange my entire schedule to accommodate, because I didn't want to upset or disrupt their service. But really, they were disrupting my business.
Exactly.
Causing me so much more work than what it was worth. So I've been really focusing on that instead of growing a lot more. But I just knew I needed to work on some fundamentals, which I feel really, really good about right now.
100%. Josh, I see you kind of back there. You're agreeing and nodding your head and stuff. What roles do you play? Do you help out? I mean, what kind of conversations do y'all have? Are you involved in the business at all, really? Or do y'all just talk about, you help game plan and look at the vision down the road? What is your role in the company?
Oh, a lot of the dreaming part.
Okay. Hey, that's an important part, though.
She'll show me like the routes, and we'll kind of talk about some routing and stuff. And there's times where I really, went out in the field, especially during like the spring rush, and helped out. But for the most part, my time's already taken up doing my thing. So like, most time I'm here to listen to the venting. Yeah. And kind of, just bring her back down sometimes, or say, hey, listen, that sometimes you just got to let people go. Yeah. There's times where it's like they're just going to be a pain in the butt and you can't deal with them. Why deal with them?
Yeah, no, 100%. And don't discount yourself there. And if there's somebody else listening who that's your role, like, don't discount that role, because I think Erica would say that's vitally important to her. Like, she has to have somebody to talk to and to discuss those things with, because I know in my case, that's what my wife, I mean, that's a lot of what she does. She doesn't go out in the field with me at all. Like, she's not doing any of the field work. She doesn't do any really office work. She just helps me dream build and vision, and then helps me talk about things when I need to talk about them. And that's something that's very important.
Need that, don't we? We kind of
Yeah.
need that, don't we, Jaron? We need that. Like, I'm glad we have those spouses. Josh, you fill the role that our spouses fill, because we're our heads are in the game there, and we just simply need that outside view to tell us no. Like you said, man, you need to get rid of it. It's actually better.
Mhm.
Now it sucks to us because we grew it. We're watering the stuff. We're, nurturing the business. So it hurts when it loses, but again, it's for the best. So you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good to have his perspective because I'm in it. I'm talking to his customers every day. I see their kids. I see their dog, all of it.
Mm.
And so for me, it's sometimes when I have to let somebody go, it's emotional, but he doesn't have that emotional side because he's just seeing a business side.
Amen. That's
so
right.
he's able to kind of balance me out and be like, hey, listen, look at it from this perspective. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you
awesome.
have to have both sides. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have the customer service side that you're talking about, and like thinking about the customer's wants and their needs and things like that. But you also have to have the side that just says, hey, we have to do what's best for our company, and if they're not the right fit, then you got to let them go. Josh, you said something earlier about getting out in the spring rush. Is this something? So dogs poop year round. Do y'all have service?
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all have times of years that pick up more than others?
Oh, absolutely. Because pretty much November through March, we have sometimes there's snow on the ground. So when you're running around in the snow and there's, you're trying to push the snow to the side to even find it.
To
it's not
find
worth
it, yeah.
At that point, so a lot of times people fall off or they just hire you for that. My dog's been going all winter long in the backyard. I need you to come do it. And
Do
it's
a big
like,
cleanup.
you're there and it's like, whoa, but
It's insane how many calls we get.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like game time. As soon as we get that first thaw, this year we got 2 thaws, so it was nice. But that thaw happens, the phones are going crazy. So you're just trying, you're if you could scoop with both hands and your feet,
Yeah, you're doing it.
you would.
Yeah.
Because you just want to get it in because it's such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Because by like middle of April, everybody has either hired a company or they've cleaned it up themselves.
What demand is there in your area? Is there high demand for it? You said hire another company. Like, are there do you have pretty big competitors up there? Because I know we're down in
20.
Alabama, and I've seen a few of them, but it's not a big market by any means.
Yeah, there's probably about 20 companies in our area.
Really?
There's like individual. What am I? Like a individual company?
Like a sole proprietorship?
Yes. I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on that. But then there's also franchises. There's
Wow.
companies that have been around for 20 plus years.
Really?
So
I thought this was a newer
Yeah.
thing. I didn't know.
No.
it's very like you didn't really know about it.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like the awareness has been created. So that's why
Yeah.
I see a lot of new places are popping up. left
Yeah,
and
your
right.
market's very much like mine. Like
Yeah.
Jeremiah, I share hers. It's like if you look on Google right now, much like yourselves, guys, it's I don't know, like probably you're right, 20, 30 companies, franchisees, soul props, everybody else, they all show up. And you're right. I always saw them driving around to what you were saying, Josh. Yeah, it's like the secret business that's just now starting that's been around forever. Or
The dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are, I would have to say it's a very intimate thing. And it's kind of, some people are embarrassed. They don't want people to know the fact that they have let their dog pooped for 5 or 6 months and they haven't cleaned it up. So it's not a thing that they're a lot of times proud of. And a lot of people are embarrassed.
Yeah.
So when they call me, I'm not only telling them, yeah, we're going to take care of this. I'm reassuring them that, this isn't a bad thing. We're here to take care of it. You don't have to be embarrassed. So I almost have to like coach them too.
Yeah.
To being like, it's okay to use our services.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think that's really cool. It's something we're a little more rural down here in Alabama, so it's like in our tight like our neighborhoods and stuff, in our small cities where there are a bunch of neighborhoods. I think that's where we see more of it. But where y'all are at, I think sounds more. Where at in Michigan are you? Y'all in Michigan, right?
Yeah,
That's-
like 30 minutes from Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
Or
So you're in a
20
pretty
minutes from Ann
populated.
Arbor.
Yeah.
Right in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all, Erica, if you went to Jeremiah's area, you'd have to like bring whole satchels full to pick up them cow patties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. We don't have none of those little dogs down here. We got big
That's
ones. That's cool. So, Josh, you said you've been doing trees for 15 years. You joked around at starting this business. Your wife decided to do it. What do you? And you said you're part of like the dreamer and things like that. That's your role in the business. And either of you can answer this. I would like to talk about it a little bit if you want to. Where do y'all see the business going? Where do you see yourself getting out of tree work ever and going full time, like scaling to I mean, obviously if there's 20 other companies in your immediate area, there's high demand there. So it sounds like you could really scale if you wanted to. Do you ever see y'all joining forces and going full time in the business together, or where do you see the business going?
You want me to answer?
When you started.
I don't think he's ever going to join me in the business because this man loves doing trees. It's an art form to him.
Cool.
And like he belongs in those trees. On the ground, he helps me out, yes, and I thoroughly appreciate it, but he thrives up top.
Yeah.
That's right.
And as for the business growing on my end, I don't have a clear vision yet.
That's totally understandable. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out. Every time I like grow bigger, something happens and I get stressed out.
And you're like, it's much easier just small. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I kind of scale back.
Easy to
then
do that.
I
Absolutely.
feel like I'm getting a little stronger each time. So I'm up a
Mm-hmm.
little bit down, then I go back up a little bit more. So I'm working my way up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But the beauty in that, every time you do that, every time you bump back up, you have those quality, the clients that you want.
Yeah.
The operate every time you scale back, it's because you want to scale back and you want to work on the business, work on maybe personal life, work on the whatever. So then when you surge forward, you have that much better of a clientele base and a business all the way around. And then of course, Josh doesn't have to hear all the grumblings and complainings less and less as the years go by, right?
It's still going to be there. It's whether it's good or bad, it's like almost like a daily report.
Oh man. Well, that's cool. So up in the trees, I see you have, people listening can't see this, but your hair is amazing. I just got mine cut. It was not near that long. Mine was like little below shoulders, but how long have you been growing that out and what do you do with it while you're up in the trees?
Well, usually I just tie it back.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times I'm bent over. So if I bent over to reach out my saw, I won't be able to see nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I'll tie it back and I'll wear a hat usually, but yeah.
How long is it taking to get that long?
Looks like
it's been about 2.5 years.
Mike, that's not even that long. That's not that long of a time. That's grown fast.
Yeah. That's wow. Are you eating like some kind of vitamins or something like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that would die for that hair.
Seriously.
It's all that gas station food.
It could be a lot of the gas station bonbons.
All that radiation in the diarrhea dogs.
Oh man, awesome. Do y'all have kids?
Well, actually, I got 3 kids of my own. But
okay,
they're all teenagers now. 17 and 15-year-old twins, all boys.
Wow, cool. Okay, so let me see. Do y'all how is that? Are they involved with y'all like at the house? Like, are they involved in the business at all? Do they ever see any of the happenings or anything like that?
Well, as far as like the business end goes, not really. It was more or less we'd pull them up, drop them off at school, and then everybody see that their mom picks up their stepmom picks up dog poop.
Yeah.
So they found it embarrassing, but there's times where he's been on the field, but it's just not really for him. I don't know, but
it doesn't sound like he's going to take over the family business.
They don't understand yet that when you're running your own business, it's so much better than having to answer to somebody else or punch a clock for somebody else. That if you can do something that can make you good money and you don't got to deal with that aspect of, hey, I got to be there at 6 o'clock because so and so says if I'm late again, I'm gonna be fired. It's almost priceless.
Yeah, and so is this it's not your tree company, right? You work for someone else, or is it your tree? Okay. So this and y'all hit on this as much or as little bit as you want, but I'm glad you brought that point up. And I don't know, it might be kind of personal, but I don't know. I'm going to ask the question. We can still work through it. Have y'all ever had tiffs or any arguments where that comes into play, where you're like, you have to get up and go to work for somebody else. She doesn't. She gets to kind of do her own schedule now. Like, has that ever caused problems in the relationship at all? Like, maybe she sleeps in one day, something stupid, simple, but like, you got to be at the door at 6 a.m., but she sleeps in until 9:30 and then gets up, makes her own schedule, and then she can be home at 2:30 if she wants to. Like, how do y'all deal with that? Because I know there's been times in the history of my business, my wife's a nurse, so she has to work her schedule. She's got to work her 3/12s or whatever shift she's working for the time being. And, like, if we finish all our work and I get home early, well, I'm home 2 or 3, 4 hours before her. And so, like, it doesn't really cause huge issues, but deep down inside, I know there could be stuff built up over time. Have y'all ever had to deal with any of that?
I mean, maybe years ago when I worked like quite a bit,
Yeah.
but lately I've been working at a place where it's like banker's hours. It's like 9 to 5.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done. I don't even got to
So
get
you're
out
in
the
a
door
good
super
spot.
early or nothing. Oh yeah, I'm in a great spot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man.
Well, you're widely desired, man. I mean, employees alone, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you, I don't know about you, Jeremiah, but I can't tell you how many folk around here that friends, and I have one main friend that I subcontract out to all my tree stuff that I give bids on. Man, turnover is insane. Like year to year, like I get close to maybe a foreman or a tree climber, or I see somebody there at the shop, and then I don't see him for a few months. And oh yeah, I had to let them go a long time ago. I don't know if he has the same staff, every 2 years, So good for you for hanging in there. And I'm sure they're doing right by you by you hanging in there. But I appreciate in the industry you hanging in there, man, because it's junk out there right now.
Yeah, it's really hard to find anybody who wants to work, and it's even in my industry. Years ago, guys that would clean up the ground and do that kind of stuff was like a $10 to $12 an hour position for most part, and it seems like you can get people left and right. And now you can't get anybody, and you got to start them same guys out at not knowing nothing at $15, $17 an hour. They don't want to even come to work.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's a problem that everybody's seeing. Erica, have you had to deal with that at all with finding help, or have you kind of had one or two people that have really stuck with you and helped you along the way?
I've been very blessed. I've had people that have kind of stuck with me along the way. I've had a few employees. They've come and go, but I mean, for the most part, I've been fully staffed, and anytime I wasn't fully staffed, I had enough work to do where it was just manageable by myself.
Yeah.
I luckily haven't been in a position to where I have too much work to where if, somebody quits, I'm like, oh no, well, what am I going to do? I like to build in buffers.
Yeah.
Because I'm an anxious person by nature. And so I'm always trying to think like 2, 3, 4 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So I've built up my schedule to allow for rain days, for buffer days, for sick days, for days where some days if there's a day where I'm like, I don't want to work today. Like I just need to go lay in bed and we're going to restart again tomorrow. I want that built in there because we're human.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's kind of what I was talking about in that last point was I know there's going to be days, and that's the perks of being a business owner. That's the perks of doing all the things that you have to do. That's the invoicing and everything else that goes along with it. Handling customers and things like all of the sacrifice you make, you get the reward of making your own schedule. And if you want to take a day off, then you take a day off. Like that's just part of it.
Yeah, I want to go back around to that. There's been times where, because he works for somebody, he clocks in, he clocks out. And when he's done with work, he's done with work.
Yeah.
He's done with work.
Yeah.
And with me, I'm never done with work. So there's been times where I'm jealous and I almost get resentful because he's laughing and having a good time. And I'm so mad that he's laughing because I can't.
You're mad that he's happy.
Angry.
Yeah. Not thinking about work at all. And she's doing the scheduling and worrying about people complaining or whatever else. And I'm just like, oh,
yeah. Mad. And so that's something I've had to work on because it's not his fault. He put his time in, he worked. And so, yeah.
No, yeah, that's good stuff. You said you're the anxious one, but you're the one that decided to go out and start the business. That does not sound like, it sounds like something that, it doesn't sound like your personality from what you kind of hinted. Like, what made did you just hate your job that bad? You just wanted to get out? Is that what it boils down to?
Do you know anything about the Enneagram?
Yes, we just went through that. Yes.
So I'm a 7. Right. I'm an enthusiast with an 8 wing.
Yeah.
And when I'm really unhealthy, sometimes I have a 6 wing, and I'm really anxious. But I like to try new things.
So that's your main then.
Yes, I'm a dabbler. So this is great, but like, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? Let's get into it. But when I'm in the situation, I'm like, my anxiety starts to get going and I start thinking about everything and then overthinking it. And that's where I talk to him and he's like, I'm like this balloon that's bobbling all over the place. And he's like pulling my string down. He's like, come back down to earth.
Yeah.
Let's chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's good because we're pushing things forward and he's like, all right, chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we kind of move forward together. So it's been interesting. We definitely have our our tough times, but
Oh yeah, well, who doesn't?
yeah, it balances out.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's why we do this podcast, because everybody does have their tough times, but it needs to be talked about, because it's not all peaches and roses. Like, it's not all of your social media, your good posts. Like, you got to talk about the bad things, because that's the last episode we just did was just me talking about that, of things going wrong in our business. Like, things go wrong every day, and people have to realize that, and realize, especially when you're giving advice, like you helping that girl start her own business after she worked for you for a little bit. I'm sure she saw the bad things that went on as well, not just the good things. And like the advice that you could give her of telling her there's going to be times that go bad, and it's going to be stressful. You're going to be anxious. But if you just told her everything's going to be a rainbow and sunny every day, then like, what is she going to expect? What's going to happen when she gets in there and she gets punched in the face and doesn't know what to do? So I agree with everything you're saying, that you do have your tough times, but it needs to be talked about. When you go back to starting the business, were y'all married then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were married when y'all started. What did that aspect look like? That's something I always like hearing married people talk about, because we weren't married when I started my company. I started straight out of high school, and much less like I didn't quit a full-time job to go do it. Like that's crazy to me. It's much respect to you to go out on that leap of faith and do it. And I know you went part-time to start, right?
Yeah, so I was working at the hospital full-time, then dropped down to part-time.
Yeah.
And, I'm able to do that because he works full-time.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not like we had a ton of debt, so it's not like we had to make a crap ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
So me transitioning was kind of like built in there because we were kind of planning ahead anyways.
Yeah.
I was already working part-time for benefits pretty much. And then when it got to the point where I was making enough money to cover what I was making full-time at the hospital, that's when I made the decision, like, I think I can move full-time into this. We can do this.
So Josh, you support that. Erica, you said he supported you 100% from the beginning. Was that, I mean, I don't know. What was something that happened that was bad? Like, let's talk about something bad, if you don't mind airing out
right.
Like what happened along? I know there had to be some arguments or something. Like, there's no way that you were just totally like, yeah, go for it. This is all you. We got it. Like, there's got to be something in there that didn't go great.
It must have been a day where she tracked in.
Or what? Or are y'all? Are y'all just the power
She
couple
worked-
and
she-
everything
She did
went
hate
great?
that job. So it was like, she'd go to work and then she was miserable. And then you know what? She'd call me every morning because she worked midnights. So I had to get up an hour earlier than normal to listen to like a bunch of dramatic, oh, I'm about to die on 94. Oh, and this and that, because I'm going to fall asleep while I'm driving every single morning.
Yeah.
And I got tired of hearing it. So she was like, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to quit my job. It's like, please do that.
Yeah. Well, that's
You
cool.
know?
What? I mean, you said you didn't have a lot of debt or anything, but what
Not
were
a
some
lot.
things that you did to start? I mean, in the company when you were that part time, how quick did you get systems implemented and things like that to get those finances rolling and stuff?
All right, I can't wait to tell you all about this.
Ugh.
All right, I researched. I researched my heart out, and that was actually, if I were to say like our biggest fight was me and my blue laptop, sitting on the couch, nose in my laptop, not paying attention to him, not paying attention to anything else, and that was our biggest fight. Was like, he's like, I don't even exist. It's just you and that laptop.
That's it.
But I was laser focused on making sure to do all the research, make sure I can find out health insurance. I want to get health insurance, our retirement. I wanted to make sure that we could pay for all of this stuff. And it was built into my prices before I left the hospital because I had retirement. I had Cadillac healthcare. And so I got a routing app right away. I got QuickBooks right away. I didn't get Jobber right away. That probably took like a year and a half for the CRM.
Yeah.
But I already had like a makeshift CRM that I made myself in like a Google document.
Okay.
I mean, I have probably hundreds of hours into research into
Probably,
this business.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
Probably thousands of hours.
But it was almost unhealthy because I was like obsessed. I was obsessed with trying to get this figured out so I could leave the hospital because that's how unhappy I was, just knowing that I know I could be a business owner. I know I could go all in on myself, and I just was too scared to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's cool. Like I don't know. I just think it's really good that you sit there and you did all the research that you had to do. And you put the time and the effort. And I can tell, like, the excitement in your voice that you really do love it. And I think you both love what you do. From you saying Josh loves hanging out of the trees, and that's kind of his spirit animal, to you doing this business, like being an entrepreneur is something that not many people, I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of entrepreneurs out there, but not everybody's blessed with that spirit and the want to and the will and the knowledge to. And I think you creating the Google, so how did you do the Google Docs sheet there? I've heard people say they did it. Did you just kind of, I don't know, just research of how to do it and just kind of trial and error with that thing? How did that work?
Well, when I started doing these jobs, it is trial and error. I'm like, oh, I need to know people's first and last names because I will get, Suzanne mixed up with the other Suzanne. This Suzanne has a ferocious dog, but this one doesn't.
Yeah.
So first and last names. And then I realized, like, okay, if I need to call somebody or text them, sometimes they only want to respond via email. So I need an email. And I need a phone number.
Yeah.
I need their full address. I need zip codes. I need details about the property because I've went into a wrong backyard. I've had a gun pulled out on me.
Mm-hmm.
It was scary.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want that to happen again.
Whoa.
I've scooped the wrong backyard. I've scooped the neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
And was like done.
Wow.
And then they come out, they're like, I think you're in the wrong backyard.
So I hope everybody enjoyed that show. It was an awesome time with Erica and Josh from Kroopin's, Poopin, Scoopin, and Andrew Martinez with Southern Side Landscapes and Lone Star Lawn Talk podcast. It was a fun collaboration with him there, just getting to have us all on. And this was a really fun Marriage Monday show. For the first half of the interview, we really just talked about some marriage things with Josh and Erica and how they run their business, and then the back end of what goes on behind the closed doors with them and their marriage and things like that involved with the business. And then on the second half of the show, we stopped it right here about halfway, and the second half is going to be over on the Lone Star Lawn Talk podcast with Andrew. And I was on the interview the whole way through. This was a really, really fun show. Like I said, I didn't know how it was going to go in the beginning, splitting it up like this, but I think it's really cool that we get to do this and help each other out. So if you want to hear the rest of the show, go listen to the Lone Star Lawn Talk podcast. His episode should be out within the next day, and it's going to be a really, really cool show. I'm telling you, like, it's going to be the second half is just as good, if not better, than the first. We got into really some fun conversations and some real heartfelt stuff in there too. So if you enjoyed the show, would you leave us those ratings and reviews? Those really do help us and boost us out there to a bigger community, and so we can continue to grow the community one relationship at a time. But without any further ado, that's going to be it for this one. We look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.